Now then, YouTube, I'm the Toff Man, and welcome back to some more Thaumcraft and Botania Unite. We're on part 17 now, and I did remember the part this time. And today, we are going to finish off this tree farm. The tree farm is already done, okay? So that's a little bit strange to say it that way. But this tree farm is already done. However, I want this tree farm done. I need a munch dew to be able to create mana from the leaves that this tree will grow. However, the reason why I've got to keep this separate to that is because that actually creates the saplings for it. The munch dew will munch away at the leaves and not create any saplings or any apples or anything that gets dropped from a vanilla tree that when you harvest the leaves. Yeah, it won't create any of that, so that I've got to keep these separate. I can't lose saplings, because then otherwise, you know, this guy over here will have absolutely nothing to do. So far, we have managed to get Thaumcraft and Botania united slightly with this. We've got one hopper hock, which picks up all of the excess stuff that goes from here. The wood, for example, and the saplings. I do have a load of wood on me as well that I actually took out of there. This thing over here will grow eventually, and then the munch dew will do its business. I will come along, I'll take down the wood. Now, you've got to excuse me, guys, if you guys have made any suggestions in the last episode, which you, by all means, go ahead and do that, and I do read all my suggestions, guys. The thing is that I've recorded this episode straight after I've recorded the last one, so if you have made any suggestions, I haven't seen those just yet, so please, you know, bear with me. I do read them, and I will be taking a look when it comes around to that. So, it's time for the munch dew. It is time for the munch dew. But first and foremost, guys, it's time to make the rune of gluttony. Where are you? Well, I can hear you. You're cheating. You're cheating. I don't actually know where they are. So I'm going to leave that for a second. Where are you? There you are. Lexica Botania. Fire, winter. So we've got winter is already in there. We need a rune of fire. And we need those 2 mana diamonds in there as well. And that will get us 2 rune of gluttonies. I'm going to go ahead and start that off. And I'm going to go back into the house because it's just about to get nighttime. I don't want to get ambushed and then blown everything up by a creeper. And I'm going to wait until it's daytime. And I'll be back to finish that off. And there we are. It is now ready and waiting to be crafted. I've got a problem with mobs around here. I don't know where they are, but I do have a problem with mobs. Oh, man, that sound is fantastic. The rune of gluttony, which is brilliant because that's the next thing to make the munch dew. We're going to need a load of these red petals, and we've got 1 rune of gluttony. So we need a red mana petal. We need a white mana petal, and we need a lime mana petal. Let's go and get those sorted. And then we'll see what we can do. Red mana petal. Right, what do I actually need in total? I do need the red. I do need 2 green, 2 white, 2 red, and 1 normal green. Okay. So you. Oops, wrong one. You. One of them needs to be mana. Both of them should be fine. What's the other one? Red, green, white. And of course the white. Brilliant. So now we need to make them into now we need to make them into mana petals. So that should be pretty easy to go ahead and do. 1 red. Awesome. I'm actually going to run out of space here. Wow. Slightly annoying. Let me just chuck you on the floor over there for a second. 1 lime, and we should be okay with that one. Oh no, I need white as well. Good stuff. And 1 white. Brilliant. Now we should be able to go ahead and craft that thing. Oops. There we go. 1 white. 1 normal white, 1 red, 1 normal red, 1 normal green, 1 mystical, 1 lime, rune of gluttony, and of course, yes, get in, guys, we have the munch dew. Does it actually get rid of the saplings? I hope not. I am going to put it right there. I don't think it gets rid of saplings, it just gets rid of leaves. I'm going to need a mana spreader though, and I'm going to want to point it in this direction, and hopefully it's actually not too far away. Let me go and grab you back up, and you over there. That's not going to work, because that young man over there is going to go ahead and put that where I don't want it putting. You, can I have a word with you a second? No. Oh, for crying out loud. God, I'm putting them everywhere. Stop it. No. Stop it. There we go. Right. I want you to actually go ahead. I need a mana spreader first. Let me get a mana spreader together, and let's figure out exactly where. Have I got one spare? I don't think I've got one spare. Mana spreader. 1 gold and just any kind of petal. Yeah, that should be easy enough. 1 gold, 6 wood, and I do have any kind of petal. One of you, mana spreader. Brilliant. Okay, let's go ahead and place you down somewhere where you need to be. Along this line. I need my living wood. My wand. Okay, so I need to move it 1 square this way. Go and grab you up. So it needs to be right here. And that is where... Good. So it aims straight into that. Now I need the mana to go from this straight over there. So I'm going to place that down right there. Because it's got nothing. That is firing over there. I am going to want to place a sapling, or should I say one of these things. You, my boy. You're already done. Okay, this is good. This is good. I think that should be in range. And I do have some bone meal to go ahead and try this out. Not enough bone meal, so it seems. So let's go and grab another bone. Or quite a few bones. You never know how much this is actually going to take. Slap you in there. Are you kidding me? How big is this tree going to be? And the munch dew is doing its business. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. There's my wand of the forest. It's actually not creating a huge amount of mana. Mind you, it has been firing some into there. So... Wow, we are getting quite a bit of mana in there, which is good. Which is good. So if I go ahead now and get rid of all of this, he should come over and put down another sapling, which he is doing. Look at that. Little man, thank you. Munch dew is doing its business. And that is another Thaumcraft and Botania Unite right there, which is fantastic. Thaumcraft is placing down that sapling for me to go ahead and use Botania to get the leaves off the trees there, creating into mana, and then it ends up in the central hub, which is just over there. That is fantastic stuff. So this other flower, I'm going to have to try and find what the name of it is, because I can't remember. Goldfish. I can't remember what it's called now. And I'll be right back once I found it. I'm just thinking about this right now, guys, because I'm not sure whether or not I actually want to do this. The reason why is it's an agri-carnation is the one that I'm after. The reason why I'm after that is because the slow growth of crops is always a problem to feed the masses. Basically, it will grow plant life quicker, and I would like to do that for this particular sapling. Just this one. I don't need that one to grow any faster. That one's absolutely fine the way that it is. This one, I would like to grow faster. However... It's going to take a little bit of trickery to be able to go ahead and do this. And I'm thinking... Might be able to do it through here, actually. What I basically want to do... I don't want to gather anything round here and then let it go that way. Ah, this is... I'm just thinking aloud here because I'm thinking to myself, do I actually want to go ahead and make a redstone mana spreader? One that will allow me to control it with redstone. Or do I want to use that central hub there of mana and then fire it from there into the agri-carnation? Because the agri-carnation does require mana to be able to go ahead and use. So this is something that I've got to think about. Do I want to be able to use the mana that I'm creating to create mana? I don't know if this is a good thing in the if it actually is going to make much difference. Is the mana that we're going to be using more than what the mana it is that we're actually going to be creating with this? Because we've only got one plant here. We've only got this. It's not creating, it's not making anything else. So I don't know if it's actually going to be worth it in the long run to actually do something to make this grow faster. Leave it with me. Okay guys, I've decided not to go ahead with that. I just don't think it's going to be worth it in the long run, creating mana to use more mana. Now, tell me if my numbers are wrong, guys. I've only got one plant growing over there. I don't know if it probably will use less mana than what it's actually creating, but I just don't think it's worth it in the long run. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and craft something else this episode. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to require 8 of those. I'm also going to require some gold as well, so I'm going to go home and grab myself some more gold. I want something that I've probably been wanting and not realizing I've been wanting for a while. It is called, and it's a bauble, the Ring of Magnetization. Basically, it works like magnet mode, and I've probably been wanting for this for a while. I've just not realized that I actually want this. It might actually mess up what I'm trying to do over there, but I don't plan on being stood around here for too long. So, anyways, we are going to need mana steel ingots, and we're going to need one of these mana lens of magnetizing. Basically, how to craft one of these is an iron, a piece of gold, a mana lens, which is 4 mana steel ingots, and a glass pane. So we should, but we've got that one. But I just want to go ahead and put you into there. I don't know if we've got some. They're probably over here. Not in that one. They're probably over here in this one. This is where I've been using my glass panes. So I just need one. There we go. That's the one. One surrounded by 4 of these gets me that mana lens that I'm after. Piece of gold, piece of iron is a magnetizing one. Yeah, Ring of Magnetization. Equipable in the ring slot, which is great. B for the baubles menu, and I'm going to slap you straight into there. So now we should have magnet mode. There we go. Gets dragged back to me there. So that's pretty good. So I can just go ahead and do this now. And how awesome is that? It's all in my inventory. The Ring of Magnetization, guys. That's amazing stuff. And that's certainly going to be useful, I'm sure, later on down the line. Especially when I'm mining and stuff like that. When I go out mining, it'll help me with that. So that's great stuff. That is great stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and take that off for just a second, because I don't want to pick up anything whilst I'm working around in here. Alright, let's see what else we can make. 4 obsidian, 2 diamonds, and not a Thaumanomicon, and a book. It's time, guys, to make an enchantment table. It's becoming increasingly obvious to me that I am going to need a nether star to go anywhere in Botania, to really get anywhere in Botania. I am going to need a nether star, guys, because I need terra steel to be able to get to the really powerful items, especially the one that I really want, and that is the Terra Blade. Not the Terra Blade, where are you? Terra Shatterer, the other one, to mass insane quantities of mana on itself due to the amount of terra steel required for its creation, blah blah blah. This thing will allow me to mine like you wouldn't believe, and I need 4 pieces of terra steel ingots to be able to get this. However, I'm going to need both mana pearls, mana steel ingots, and mana diamonds to get this, but I need a beacon on top of these blocks. I need an active beacon to be able to craft these terra steel ingots. So it's becoming increasingly obvious that this beacon needs a nether star. I'm going to need to go into the nether fortress to get a load of those necrotic bones, but I want to get an enchantment table down because I want to be able to get myself the looting ability on a sword. It doesn't matter what type of sword it is, I just want the looting ability on that particular sword. I think for the moment, I'm just going to go ahead and shove it around here. I do need to bring over those cows that I found, a little bit over there. I need to bring those over and get them inside a little pen over here so that I can actually go ahead, breed these, and get the leather that we're going to need for all the books that we're going to have to craft to make that into a legendary enchantment table. Okay guys, I know what we're going to do for the rest of this episode. I want to go ahead and craft myself this. The Alchemy Catalyst. This will allow me to alchemize, alchemically create. I really don't know how you pronounce that, how you would say that. It would allow me to get some stuff. Basically, it would allow me to make mana pearls from gas tiers. I said I wanted to do this a few episodes back. Now I'm going to be able to go ahead and do this. I'm really going to need this. If I'm going to be creating terra steel all the time, I need mana pearls to be able to do that. So gas tiers are something that I'm seriously going to be wanting. So 4 living rock, that's not a problem. Neither is the gold. The mana pearl, I do have a pearl, which is why I was running over here. I do have a pearl right there, which I'm going to go ahead and change into a mana pearl. The brewing stands, I've got the blaze rods. Ooh. I've actually got mining fatigue yet again, but I do have a piece of aqua that came in there, which is good. There, I have a mana pearl now, which is fantastic stuff. Now, let's use this mana pearl along with some of these blaze rods. I'm just going to need 2 of them, along with some cobblestone, I believe it is, to craft these. There we go. Brewing stand. Brewing stand. Living rock. Gold. Is it 1? No, it was 2. It was 2. It's 2 golds. Right, we should have enough stuff now to be able to go and make this. Living rock on the corners. Gold. Brewing stand. And the mana pearl. And that is the Alchemy Catalyst, which is going to be fantastic stuff. This is going to need to be placed underneath one of these. So, because this is the main one I actually come to, I'm going to slap that underneath there. So now we can alchemize this stuff. And if I don't want to use it, I can just pick that back up and not bother. You see, you can see underneath it, you can see the little pattern on there, so that it actually does work like an alchemist, which is great. So now we just need gas tiers and stuff to chuck in there to actually make mana pearls. But for now, I think that's going to be the end of this episode. I need more diamonds. I need a lot more stuff, guys, to be able to get into some of the stuff that I've been looking into creating. This, though, this is what I need. This is what I need. I think that in the next episode, between this episode and the next episode, I'm going to go mining. I'm going to get loads more iron because I want to be able to craft myself some mana steel armor so that I can go into the nether. I'm going to be absolutely fine. I also want to fill this all the way back up. Go into the nether, get into that nether fortress so I can start trying to get some necrotic bones. In between this episode and next, I'm also going to create a little pen around here, put some cows in there, start getting some leather. Sugarcane's not a problem for the books. Get that surrounded with books, get some more experience levels on me, get something that has a looting on there so I can go in there, get some necrotic bones, and then we can think about fighting the wither. That's the one. Start fighting the wither. But that's not going to be for a couple of episodes yet anyway, guys. So I'm going to get into the safety of my house after I shut this door. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and leave a like on it. It would be amazing if you could. And until next time, I've been the Toffman as always. Stay safe.